Let me introduce again my classmate and colleague, a man who has been doing an enormous amount of work for our caucus and for the people of this country, Eric Swalwell. Eric.
Thank you, Representative Kildee, and to my colleagues and Leader Pelosi for holding this conference. What we have heard here is that people across our country are asking House Republicans on the issues that matter most to them to simply do your job. When it comes to addressing corporate inversions, people are saying, if you want to help me protect my job, you need to do your job. When it comes to stopping the spread of the Zika virus, people across the country are telling House Republicans it's time to honor the administration's requests and do your job. When it comes to collaborating with Democrats and passing a budget on time, the American people expect House Republicans to do their job. And when it comes to standing for the 9,000 children in Flint and providing the same relief that we always provide to communities in need in this country, people expect House Republicans to do their job. Over the past year, the Future Forum has taken 18 of the youngest House Democrats to 14 cities across America. We've talked to young people, thousands of them, at community colleges, and workforce places. And what we have heard from Republicans and Democrats alike is that access to college and student loan debt is the #1 issue facing young people. 40 million young people have $1.3 trillion in student loan debt and are stuck in financial quicksand. And so they ask to House Republicans, what are you doing to be just as collaborative as we are as a generation? House Democrats have introduced legislation to address this. Congressman Joe Courtney has a bill that has 181 co-sponsors that would allow young people to refinance their student loan debt just as you can for a home loan and an auto loan. But it's been 392 days since that bill has been introduced, and not a single Republican has stepped up to do their job and join Democrats to put more money in more pockets to help students out of this financial quicksand. It's no wonder that young people are so disillusioned and so disenchanted with the way that Washington is working today under House Republican leadership. Further inaction will only engender further distrust in their government. And so, today, collectively, we are saying, on these issues, from our budget to corporate inversions to the Zika virus to the Flint water crisis and this financial aid student loan debt crisis in our country, House Republicans, it's time to do your job. And with that, I'll turn to Leader Pelosi for questions.
Thank you very much, Congressman Swalwell. As the director of the Future Forum, as the leader of the Future Forum, I thank you for your important statement, for your leadership across the country, and for your strong statement asking Congress to do its job. I thank our distinguished chairman. These statements come from a very deep place with our colleagues. I thank Congressman Becerra for his strong statement on the budget and asking Congress to do its job. Congressman Kildee, from a very deep place, asking Congress to do its job on Flint, Michigan. And, of course, Congresswoman DeLauro on the Appropriations Committee has many concerns that she wants Congress to do its job, and I thank her for her strong statement regarding Zika. Just as we were coming in here, I was handed this statement. New map finds 2 billion people at risk of Zika virus. The good news for the United States is that the carrier Zika can be found that even though it can be found as far north, anyway, it talks about how far north it's coming, even though the numbers are not as great in the U.S. yet. So there's reason to be hopeful if we get our job done. You know, a budget, we say this all the time here, is supposed to be a statement of our national values. Why have the Republicans not brought a budget to the floor? We have a saying in the world of that we live in, a public policy. If we want to know your value, if you want to tell us your values, show us your budget. Show us your budget. And I think that one reason they haven't brought a budget to the floor is that they don't want the public to see their lack of values in their budget, that they would make Medicare, remove the guarantee of Medicare. The list goes on and on. But even that is not cruel enough to some of their members. So maybe they don't want us to see their values. Maybe their values are not cruel enough to get the majority vote of the Republicans. In any case, they should bring it to the floor, do your job. With that, we'd be pleased to take any questions you may have.